So dear parents and students, welcome back to another video in TestprepKart channel. Hope all of you are doing great and staying safe. Well, what we'll discuss in today's video? In today's video, we will discuss about which is best for the NRIs. Is it JEE or BITSAT? So in this video, we are going to cover all the facts, all the information about this two entrance exam, which is JEE and BITSAT in consideration to the NRIs. Before starting this video, let me tell you the major aspects that we are covering in this video. We are going to start with discussing about the differences between this two entrance exam, which is JEE and BITSAT, in terms of level of difficulty, in terms of design. And finally, we'll analyze the paper. Post that, we'll discuss about the colleges which are accepting JEE and BITSAT. We'll also discuss about the reservation policy, reservation of NRIs in the respective colleges under JEE and BITSAT. We'll also discuss about the fees, return on investment and exposure from those respective colleges under JEE and BITSAT. And again, after this point of time, you still have any doubts, any queries, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Let's start this video. So what is the major difference between this two entrance exam, which is JEE and BITSAT? Well, in the JEE, we are talking about JEE paper 1, right? There are two phases, paper 1 and paper 2. So we are sticking to paper 1 here. So in the paper 1, there is a 3-hour examination. Total number of questions, if a student can attempt, is 75. In the case of BITSAT, the students are they are expected to attempt 150 questions in 3 hours. There is additional of 12 questions that are also provided. So 150 questions in 3 hours, and this is 75 questions in 3 hours. Then you can analyze what kind of level of difficulty is JEE asking and what kind of level of difficulty is BITSAT asking. So this is you who have to decide. Right, what is your level of preparation? If you are so much pro in the calculation and all the aspects, then for you, JEE is best, otherwise BITSAT. Nature of questions, yes, more conceptual questions are asked in JEE, and BITSAT normally is revolving around the direct question, right? Completely formula based in the case of mathematics. In the case of physics, that will be clear. In the case of chemistry, now there are two additional sections in the case of BITSAT, which is English and logical reasoning. So students can take an edge in here. Yes, students can take an edge, NRIs can take an edge. Yes, because of this language and logical reasoning, because this is going to balance it, right? And on the contrary, in the case of JEE, this is only physics, chemistry and mathematics. If I talk about for the speed and accuracy, so in the case of JEE, there is a more focus which is required. And in the case of BITSAT, no, that's the thing that you, of course, you should be focused while giving the examination, but not that as in comparison in the case to JEE, right? Similarly, talk about the competition. So higher competition, since exam is accepted by the top scores of the nation. Why? Because simply, see, JEE opens gateway to multiple colleges, which start from the top colleges, government colleges, central colleges, and then the private one. BITSAT open gateway to only 6 colleges, right? So that's why you see that if they have a large target segment, and so that they have a higher level of difficulty, right? Level of difficulty is of course higher in the case of JEE and on contrary with the case of BITSAT. Okay, so this is about the major difference between the JEE and BITSAT. Now let's discuss about the other aspects. Now JEE exam is happening in regional languages, as you can see. This is happening in English, this is happening in Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Marathi, Malayalam, Odia, Punjabi, Tamil, Telugu and Urdu. But in the case of BITSAT, because NRI is giving, this is only English. English is the mode of communication here. As discussed, in the case of JEE, only PCM is there. In the case of BITSAT, this is physics, chemistry, mathematics plus English plus logical reasoning. Yeah, all are multiple choice questions in both the entrance examination, and the maximum number is 300 in the case of JEE and 486 in the case of BITSAT. So it is you that you have to decide. See, if I talk about from this entrance exam perspective, the level of difficulty is of course higher in JEE, which means that you should also attempt BITSAT, because if by chance the day is not good, then BITSAT is the option. And similarly, the other way around, BITSAT then JEE, right? What happens is that if you're targeting any engineering college, right? So it is always open and great to open number of college options in front of you. Then you decide which is best for you, and then you take a final call, right? Don't narrow your opportunities. This is what I want to say. All right, let's discuss about the other aspects and what are the major colleges under JEE. So there are, you can see, these are the top NITs which I'm covering. There are other colleges as well, but I'm talking about the only NITs under JEE. So you see these are a total of 24 times 6 is 24, 24 plus 4 is 28. So there are 28 NITs which accepts this JEE score. Now this 28 NITs have reservation also. We'll discuss about the reservation in the coming slides, which is a very good thing for the NRIs because these colleges have reservation under DSA and CIWG. Now, before I move forward and discuss about the other aspects, let me announce a very important part here. Now, this is for the NRIs, right? For the NRIs, we have prepared an NRI ebook that is related to DAS and CIWG. You can download it from the link in the description below. So, we have a compiled set of NRI books that will really help the students to prepare well in the examination. Well, now let's discuss about the colleges accepting BITSAT score. So, there are 6 colleges as such. Pilani campus, which is in Goa, right? Then there are Pilani, which is in the Pilani campus. And this is Pilani in the Hyderabad campus, right? These are the top 3 BITS. Then there is NIIT University. Then this is Swami Rama Himalayan University, which is in Dehradun. And finally, SGI. Now, you guys are thinking that what about the Dubai campus, BITS Dubai? So in the BITS Dubai, there is no entrance examination required as such. Yes, no entrance exam. You will be given admission directly on the basis of your class 12 marks. We are particularly talking about for the engineering courses in here. So for the BITS Dubai, this is a direct examination, and BITS in India have entrance examination, which is BITSAT, that you need to clear. Above all, there are advantages. I have prepared a separate video on this BITS, that once you clear this BITSAT with a very good score, then you are eligible for the scholarship. Yes, you are eligible for the scholarship in the Indian colleges, Indian BITS campus, not of the Dubai. Because of the Dubai, this is completely direct examination. But again, there are also scholarship options, like if you score 95% above in your class 12 or 90% above in your class 12 or in the bracket of 80 to 90%, you will be given scholarship or fees reimbursement. Okay, so that's a great thing. Now, similar fashion follows in the case of SGI, the Swami Rama Himalayan University, and NIIT. Yes, they will have the scholarship option based on this BITSAT score. Alright, now let's discuss about the reservation. Now, reservation is a very important part. So, in the JEE, we have captured those NITs. Now, those NITs have reservation for the NRIs. If I talk about for the BITSAT, right, colleges accepting BITSAT, then in the BITS campus, there is no reservation for NRIs as such. No reservation, yes. It means that you have to work hard. It means that you have to clear the exam with a very good score, then you will be given that admission, right? And this also means that you will be falling with other students as well. No special treatment will be given to you in the case of BITSAT. But on the contrary, in the case of JEE, there are reservations in NITs. Let's discuss few of them. Like NIT Agartala, which is in Tripura, you can see that total seats under DESA and CIWG is 121, out of which DESA have 80 and CIWG 41. Similarly, if I talk about for Motilal Nehru Institute of Technology, which is NIT Allahabad, again under seats, you see the total number of seats under DESA and CIWG is 123, out of which DESA holds 82 and CIWG holds 41. In the case of NIT Arunachal Pradesh, this is 35, total number of seats under DESA and CIWG, out of which 23 is DESA and 12 is CIWG. Let's discuss about other NITs as well, like MNIT, which is Maulana Azad National Institute of Technology, which is in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. So out of this, in DESA and CIWG, this is total 94 number of students, 94 number of seats, out of which DESA holds 64 and CIWG holds 30. So similar fashions follows in the other NITs like NIT West Bengal, NIT Goa, NIT Calicut, right, NIT Delhi as well. But if you see in the case of NIT Delhi, the seats is very low. Yes, there are few exceptions as well, because this is a UT. So in the UT, the maximum importance or the maximum reservation is given to the localite. So you see that in the case of NIT Delhi, this is 27, which is the total number of seats under DESA and CIWG, out of 180 seats. And in DESA, which DESA holds is 18, and in CIWG, which holds 9. You can visit the site, which is www.testprepkart.com/gblog single PHP ID 411. So you'll have more information about this reservation thing. This is our blog page of TestprepKart. Alright, now let's discuss about the fees, return on investment, and exposure. So this plays a very crucial role. Talking about fees and return on investment. Fees is your input, and return on investment is your output. If I talk about in the case of NITs, then the fees are not that high. If I talk about in the case of BITSAT or private colleges under BITSAT, which is BITS, all the BITS campus, then there are 3 other universities which I have told. So the fees will be high. Now the fees will be high, the fees will be low. I'm talking about the NITs. Fees low and fees high in the case of BITSAT. Now think about one more aspect here, which is the return on investment. In the case of return on investment, let's assume that in the typical NITs, let's say the total fees is, let's assume that 6 lakh rupees is the total fees of NIT, right? And if I talk about the placement scenario, of course, that return on investment after that 6 lakh will be higher. It will be 6 or more than 6. But in the case of private college, if you just see, let's say the total fees is 10 lakh rupees or 12 lakh rupees, that can even goes to higher, right? So 12 lakh rupees is the total fees, and what is the return on investment? It's 8 lakh or 7 lakhs. So which is a good deal. Of course, this is a good deal. Plus branding, the National Institute of Technology, this represents the nation, right? This is the national level institute. Of course, the branding will be higher, which I'm not saying is a positive in the case of BITSAT. Of course, BITSAT has its own image, but if you talk about in terms of government and private, of course, students thinks about the government first, right? Because government has its own benefit. Now, if I talk about the exposure, so in terms of exposure, yes, both colleges will have the same exposure in terms of peer network, in terms of growth, because the alumni base of almost both these colleges, both these institutes, talking about all the NITs and BITSAT, which they call as a BITSIAN, right? In the NIT, this is NITs. So they have a huge alumni base, which means that you will have ample opportunities to excel in your field, whatever field you choose, like is the mechanical, computer science, right, and etc. So this is about the fees, return on investment, and exposure, right? And this is all about this video. Again, if you have any doubts, any queries regarding this two entrance examination, JEE and BITSAT, feel free to ask in the comment section below. This is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please subscribe our YouTube channel, TestprepKart. I see you in the coming videos. Thank you.